the Mat with Magic Circle. We're going to be spending the next 20 to 25 minutes or so doing a fun little workout with our circle. Basically the only thing you're going to need besides a mat. So when you're ready, meet me on the mat. All right, you can just put the circle next to you for a moment or two while we get settled. So we're going to be lying on our back, feet on the floor so your knees are bent and your feet are parallel and about hips distance apart from each other. And I just did want to say a great big welcome to Krista, who's joining us for the first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And now just notice your back on the floor, your whole back body. That includes the back of your head, it includes the soles of your feet. And feel where the mat is supporting you and where it's not. And notice where your spine curves in and curves out. And we want to try to find the most neutral spine position we can find. So your tailbone or your sacrum are going to be heavy on the floor. So if you need to rock your pelvis slightly forward or back, you can do that to get that position. And then you want to have some lightness in your low back. If your low back is touching the floor, that's okay. Just want it to be nice and light. Or you might have some space under there too. And then the rib cage, that's usually the trickiest one. Nice and heavy on the ground. So these bottom back ribs, they're moving on down. Shoulder blades are heavy. Back of the neck is light and head is heavy. Grab your circle and you're going to place it between your knees. So you will need to widen your feet out a little bit. And the circle can either go right between the knees or slightly above, wherever it's more comfortable. And bring your hands behind your head. Open those elbows wide. And just cradle your head in your hands. You can think of your hands as a hammock. So your head's just going to go with the hands. No work from the neck or the head. As you exhale, fold at the rib cage. Press those lower ribs down into the floor more. Squeeze the circle as your head, neck, and shoulders come up. And then go ahead and release down, nice and slow. Exhale, curl it up. You're tucking your chin towards your chest slightly. Look through that circle towards the wall in front of you. And inhale, come on down. Keep going. It's an exhale as you go up. And an inhale as you come down. Check in with your pelvis in your neutral pelvis position. So heavy tailbone, light low back. And as you're coming down and letting the circle open back up, I want you staying in control of the circle. Don't let it push your legs open. You allow the circle to return to its normal shape. So it's work both on the way up and on the way down. We'll try just a few more of these. And this next one, stay up, stay squeezing. Keep that squeeze consistent the whole time. Give me 10 quick little pulses with the upper abs. So up a little, down a little. You can count your own. And then hold that last one. 10 quick pulses with your inner thighs. Nice and controlled. This is the hardest one. 10 pulses of each at the same time. Coordination is the hardest part. And then come on down. That's hard on your body and your brain. All right, take your circle now and place it on the outsides of your knees or slightly above. And give it a little test press before we get started. Sometimes I find that the circle is just a little bit off. It makes the abduction feel just not quite right. So just make sure it feels good. Pressing straight in, straight out, coming straight in. Find that neutral position again. Heavy tailbone, light low back. Bring your hands behind your head. It is more common for the pelvis to tuck as we're pressing out against the circle. So just stay aware of that. All right, here we go. Exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. bottom ribs are going to press down into the mat, chin tucks towards the chest, press out against that circle, and then stay in control of the circle as you let it come back to its normal shape. Again, exhale it up. Inhale it down. And just keep working at your own pace. Follow your breath. Try to press evenly with both legs. Remember to keep your head relaxed in your hands. Next time you come up, stay up and hold it. You're holding that press, you're holding your head up. And we're going to do 10 quick pulses with the upper abs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. 10 quick but controlled pulses with the outer thighs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pulses of each at the same time. You can count your own. And bring it on down. All right, bring the circle back between your knees. And the feet wide again. Arms by your side, palms are facing up. The palm up position allows us just to open the chest a little bit more and get those shoulder blades on the ground a little easier. As you exhale, pull your belly button towards the floor. So right down straight towards the mat. And then try to pull your belly button up towards your rib cage or up the front of your body as you start rolling up your spine into a bridge. And when you're at the top of your bridge, hips nice and high, go ahead and squeeze the circle 6 or 7 times. On the last one, hold that squeeze. Roll down nice and slow, trying to touch each and every inch of your spine down separately. And you're still holding the squeeze, still holding the squeeze. Roll all the way through your low back into your tailbone, and then stay in control as you let the circle open back up. Here we go again. Belly button down towards the mat, and then pull it up the front of your body as you start rolling your pelvis towards you and rolling up your spine. Get those hips high, 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 even higher, and squeeze 6 or 7 times. Hold that last one, roll down. Stay in control of the circle. We're going to try 2 more. You can go at your own pace. When you're up at the top, try to get your hips as high as you can, but keep your rib cage as heavy as you can. Even though the rib cage is lifted in the air, we want it moving towards the mat, nice and heavy. And take all the time you need on this last one. So when you are done with this last bridge, you can take the circle out from between your knees. All right, you guessed it. We're going to put the circle on the outsides of our knees now, and we're going to do bridges, slightly different bridges though. This time your feet are going to be more parallel and hips distance apart. And just give that circle a test press to make sure it feels pretty even on the outsides of your legs. All right, here we go. Palms are facing the ceiling, shoulders are open. As you exhale, belly button pulls down towards the mat, and then up the front of your body. Rock your pelvis towards you, roll it up. Get your hips high. Keep your rib cage heavy. And then trying to maintain this level pelvis, and trying is the important word there. I want you to lift your right leg or the right foot up and reach it towards the wall in front of you. And then place that right foot down. Pause for a moment, have your nice, strong, stable bridge, and then trying to keep your pelvis level, reach your left foot towards the wall in front of you. And place it down. Let's try the right side again. Reach that right foot. Keep the hips high. Reach the left foot. One more time each side. And roll it down all the way to the bottom. All right, take your circle now, and we're gonna loop the circle around the right foot. So your right foot's gonna be on that top pad, and then reach your right leg up high towards the ceiling. Try to square your hips as best you can. So we don't wanna have this right hip up higher towards our rib cage than our left hip is. We want nice even length in both waistlines. And then it's your choice. If you want to keep the left foot on the floor and the knee bent, you can. Otherwise, you can lengthen that left leg out long on the floor. And we're going to make just little circles here. So tiny. And as you're circling around, notice the place where you get the best stretch in the back of your right leg. And that can be your hamstrings, or it can be in your lower leg, in your calf muscles. And hold it. Wherever you find that best stretch, just hold it. And try to soften into it. And keep breathing. And then slowly start flexing your right foot. So you're reaching your heel up towards the ceiling. It's going to get more and more intense. Go nice and slow. And then you can back off the intense part of this stretch. Still have your right leg up in the air, but it's not quite as intense in there. And then open your right leg out to the side. But keep your left hip and your left shoulder down heavy on the floor. And then bring that right leg back up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee. Put your right foot on the floor. Left foot up into the circle. Reach that leg up nice and long towards the ceiling. Square your hips. You can keep your right leg here, or you can lengthen it out long, your choice. And then we're going to start making some little circles. You can go in either direction, or you can do a few in each. And we're just looking around in here for that really good stretch. And it might be significantly different than the other side. So when you find that really good stretch, go ahead and hold it. Breathe. And when you're ready, slowly start flexing your left foot, reaching your heel towards the ceiling. And then back off a little. Open your left leg off to the side, keeping the right side of your body as heavy as possible. And then bring your leg back to the ceiling. Bend your left knee. Place your left foot down on the floor. If your right leg was straight, go ahead and bend it now. Both feet are parallel and hips distance apart. And we're going to hold the circle in our hands. It's floating up towards the ceiling, so we're looking right through the center of it. Arms are straight, but shoulder blades are heavy on the ground, even though we're reaching up. As you exhale, send the back of your rib cage deeper into the floor as you reach the circle towards the wall behind you. And you can give the circle just a gentle squeeze. It's almost so little that it doesn't even change shape, but enough that you feel some arm muscles engaging. And then arc the circle back up towards the ceiling. And again, exhale, ribcage down into the floor. Circle towards the wall behind you. So it's going to feel like your ribcage and the circle are reaching away from each other. And come back towards the ceiling. Try that a few times. Exhale it back, inhale it to the ceiling. And this can be your last one. Once the circle returns to the ceiling, keep holding it with your right hand. And then the other pad goes against your left thigh. So right hand, left thigh. Take your left hand behind your head, elbow open wide. All right, our goal here is to keep our pelvis and our feet even on the left and right side. So no shifting the weight in our lower body. We're keeping it nice and center. However, the upper body will get a nice twist. So reach your left shoulder up and over towards your right hip. And as you do so, squeeze that circle. Slowly come down. Stay in control of the circle, just like we were doing before. Left shoulder up and over towards that right hip. Squeeze. Come on down. You can keep going at your own pace. Really try to reach this shoulder and not the elbow. We want to try to keep the elbow open and away from the face. That's going to help the twist come more from the obliques and less from the shoulders. Check in with the bottoms of your feet. Make sure they're staying even. And then next time we're up, we're going to hold this one nice and strong. Press that circle, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. And one more time. Up and hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Let's switch sides. So hold the circle with your left hand. Place the other pad against your right thigh. Right hand behind your head. Even weight in your feet. Even weight across your sacrum. And then right shoulder up and over towards the left hip. Squeeze that circle. Release it down. Lots of control. And up you go. Squeeze. And release. Just like when we were lifting our head before. Let the head be heavy in your hand. The hand is there to support it. Few more. Next time you're up, hold it nice and strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down and lift up. Hold it one more time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. All right, roll over to your side and come on up to sitting. You can sit comfortably. You can be on the floor or up on a chair. And do a little bit more arm work with this guy. All right, so take your circle and we're going to put it off to the right side. But if you're on the floor, especially, make sure you're angling it in. If you're in a chair and you have it up against the chair, you're in the right position. Because we don't want to press straight down. We want to press in towards us. Okay, so set your circle up. Heel of the hand is on the top pad. Your arm is straight. Maybe a gentle bend in the elbow, but pretty straight. And then sit up nice and tall in your neutral position. Now, ignore your hand and ignore the circle. Pretend they're not even there. I want you to squeeze your upper arm into your side. So this little armpit triangle, I want you to squeeze that closed, or at least as close as you can get it, and then release it. All right, here we go. And try to do these nice and slow. And try to forget about your hand. Forget about the circle. Think about your upper arm. As you're squeezing your upper arm into your side, you want to keep even weight across your seat. So notice if maybe you're shifting one side or the other to get a little extra squeeze. If you are, come back to center. Your squeeze might be smaller, but that's all right. Last one on this side. All right, let's try it on the other side. So angle the circle in, heel of the hand is on the circle, and then forget about the circle in your hand. Squeeze your upper arm into your side. Just a couple more. Last one. Now take the circle behind your back. And try to have your arms be straight, so they're not bent. The circle's not in next and right against your back. You want your arms out straight, but you have to have a little lift, especially if you're on the floor. And then try to sit up as tall as you can. So we're trying not to lean forward too much. I know it's hard. And then the shoulders, you want them up and up, back, and then down. So the fronts of your shoulders are nice and open. Your collarbones are long. And now try to squeeze the circle. And try. You probably won't be able to do it. Just the trying is what matters. A few more attempts. And then you can rest. Put your circle down, roll your shoulders out a few times. We have one more thing to do. Come on up to your knees. We're going to put the circle right against our sternum, so that bone in the center of our chest. And then, this is a little awkward to get into, but once we're there, it's going to feel good. And then the other pad comes down to the floor. We're going to get ourselves into a plank position as best we can. And you can absolutely adjust the circle so it feels just a little less awkward. All right. So from a plank position, though, we're going down into a push-up. So bend your elbows, lower your body, press it into the circle. And then as you push your hands into the mat, let the circle help get you up. Lower down, lots of control. Let the circle help push you up. And you want to keep your gaze down at the floor, maybe just a little bit above your mat. Keep reaching those heels towards the wall behind you. And we'll do two more. Knees to the floor. Press yourself back into a quick child's pose stretch. So your tush comes to your heels, hands are out long on the mat. Rest your forehead down on the floor. And just rock your head side to side a few times. Roll through your spine to come up to sitting. Thanks so much for joining me in my circle today. It's always a pleasure to do this with you in your circle, and I'll see you next time. Bye.